Hey guys, I'm Whitney, a personal injury attorney on a mission to help you make safer and more informed decisions about beauty. After representing women harmed by dangerous cosmetic products and procedures, I have realized that the beauty industry is full of dangerous risks and side effects that are unknown and not talked about enough. On each episode, we'll dive into all the latest beauty trends and discuss how we can stay safe in a sea of potions and procedures promising youth and beauty. We will explore real-life stories, legal insights, and advice from the experts. From Botox to BBLs to toxic products in your makeup bag, we're going to talk about it all. My goal is for you to leave every episode with the information that you need to stay safe, beautiful, and informed. You're listening to the Beauty Justice Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of the Beauty Justice Podcast. I am so excited that you are here, and I am so excited that I am finally starting this podcast. This is something that I have been dreaming about for the past year, and I am so excited because I have so much information and so much research that I want to share with you guys about the beauty industry and how we can keep ourselves safe. So I wanted to start off this episode by just giving you guys a little bit of information about me, my background, and why I am doing all of the things that I am doing. So I am a personal injury attorney, and I have worked with clients for the past several years who have developed a fatal cancer called mesothelioma. Mesothelioma is a cancer that is caused from asbestos exposure. And so when I first started representing these clients, a lot of my clients were people that, you would typically think of when you think about asbestos exposure. So we're talking about construction workers or people, auto mechanics, people who worked in industries where, they would have presumably been exposed to asbestos. And I remember there was one day where I got my first case that was a cosmetic talc powder case. And I didn't quite know what to do with it because I hadn't handled one of those cases before. And so I started really doing research on, okay, how does somebody get exposed to asbestos from talc? And how do, what kind of products it would expose someone to asbestos and all of those kinds of things. And I started to talk to some of the other attorneys in my firm that had handled these types of cases. And I realized that we were naming makeup manufacturers for products like blush, eyeshadow, bronzer, powders. And I really wasn't expecting that because my whole perception of these talcum powder lawsuits was that it was really only related to talcum body powder, like Johnson & Johnson baby powder. I know we've all seen those commercials on TV. And so that was also kind of what, my perception was. And I've never really been like a body powder wearer. So that just wasn't really something that was on my radar. But when I saw that we were naming companies for these makeup products that I've used, my whole life, basically, I started to get really concerned. And so I remember there was a day where I went home and I started looking at all of my makeup products in my bathroom. And I realized, oh my gosh, all of my powder-based makeup contains talc. And I started to really kind of put all the pieces together, and I became really, really concerned about this. And so this is something that I became really passionate about. I started telling all of my friends and my family and my sisters, my mom, hey, all of these products that we're still using contain talc. And talc, for anybody who doesn't know, it's a mineral that naturally occurs in the earth. And it can very easily be contaminated with asbestos. And so that's how, we have all of these products that the manufacturers aren't putting asbestos in the products, but the talc is contaminated with asbestos. And so I started telling everybody, hey, check your makeup in your bathroom. You need to swap these things out. And I just kind of started spreading the word. And then from there, I really went on a deep dive into all of the rest of the products in my bathroom. And now that has continued into looking at all of the products in my home as well. But I really started to realize, wow, there are a lot of really hazardous, dangerous chemicals that are in these products that we are using on our skin, the largest organ on our body. We're, slathering ourselves with these toxic products every single day. We are using these makeup products that contain lots of toxic chemicals. And I was just really shocked when I started to do this research because I had absolutely no idea. And so from there, I really started to just spread the word. I wanted to spread the word. I wanted to get the word out. And I started to talk about some of these things online, and one thing led to another. And I started to dig into, other aspects of the beauty world, like procedures that are being offered at med spas, plastic surgery. And I started to realize it's not just our makeup products that are a problem. It is really the beauty industry as a whole. There are so many dangerous procedures that are going on out there that are being performed by providers who have no business providing them, people who are, don't have the proper training, they don't have the proper education. We have med spas that are just popping up on every corner, and they're offering everything under the sun. And as, women, we are constantly being told that we're not allowed to age. We're not allowed to look old. We have to, keep up with all of these things. And so when you have a med spa or you have a provider that is offering some kind of a service, whether it's a laser treatment or a chemical peel or, something more invasive like surgery, and they're promising that they're going to fix these problems for you and they're going to make you look better and feel better about yourself. We just tend to assume that because someone has some kind of a degree or a license and they have a building and they're offering a service, we just tend to assume that they know what they're doing and that it's safe because, it's allowed to happen. And what I have learned from really over the past year, I started taking on some cosmetic related injury cases. And I've spoken now to so many women who went in for things that some of these things were non-invasive procedures like cool sculpting, or something as simple as a facial, just a basic facial. And they came out of it with something terrible, some kind of horrible side effect, some kind of terrible, infection or something that left them with a giant scar on their face. And learning about all of these different procedures and the different things that can go wrong has just really led me to want to spread this information, because I just think that we just don't know. And we just believe, when we're told that something is a non-invasive procedure, go in on your lunch break and you can leave right after with little to no downtime. Like, sure, that sounds great. And it's going to make me look better. We all think that that sounds like a great thing to do. But when we're not fully informed about the risks and we're not told about the possible side effects, that takes away our ability to really make an informed decision about what we want to be doing with our bodies and what we want to be doing for our health. So my goal with this podcast is really, I don't want to scare anyone. I'm not trying to, convince anyone not to do something or not to use something. I really just want to give everybody the information that we need to know. If there are risks associated with a product or a procedure, we need to know about it. And once you know all of the information, you can make the decision for yourself on whether or not you want to use that product or whether or not you want to go ahead and have that procedure. And when we're talking about procedures, there's a whole, this will definitely be a podcast episode down the road, but we have to really look at the provider that we're choosing and how to safely choose a provider, because that is such a hard thing to do in today's world, where whenever we're looking for something, a service, whenever we're looking for some kind of a service, we typically go on social media these days. And of course, we have all of these famous TikTok and Instagram providers now. And you go on there and you see what they're posting and you see the results that they're posting. And you just think, oh, this looks like a great provider. This is somebody that I should go to. And I've really learned that if you are going to have a plastic surgery or some kind of a procedure, even just something seemingly more basic like getting filler or Botox, you want to make sure that you're going to someone who's qualified, someone who knows what they're doing, somebody whose license isn't under, some kind of a suspension, somebody that hasn't been sued a bunch of times for malpractice. And I have really dug into learning how you can find out all of this information, because a lot of it is not accessible. Like, people just don't know how to find this information. So that is another goal here is, we need to know the information about the procedures. And then if you decide, I'm okay with these risks, I want to go ahead and have this procedure done, well, then how do you find a safe provider to do that procedure or surgery for you? So again, my goal is really just to help all of us sort through all of the information that is out there and try to make the best decisions that we can. I hope that you will all tune in. The episodes are going to be really exciting. I have a lot of fun guests lined up to come on and talk to us about all different things related to beauty and how we can stay safe. And I'm just really excited to have you all here. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. If you want more content like this, please follow me on Instagram at BeautyJusticeWit. And if you've been injured by a cosmetic product or procedure and you want to learn about your legal rights, please visit my website, beautyjustice.com, and sign up for a free case evaluation.